Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to take another look at Kadena. This is your daily KDA. And just before we do, we look at Bitcoin just because it's important to understand kind of what's going on with that. Because Bitcoin is performing poorly, for lack of better terms. It keeps testing 60,000 and it's likely going to drop past that. We just got the price down to 59, but it ramped back up again. So all in all, it's hard to say where the bottom truly is, but it is establishing itself right here closer to 60,000, but it's still lower lows, lower highs. It's pretty obvious. You can kind of tell that it hasn't broken that trend yet. We might be able to look at the 1 hour or the 15-minute chart and maybe see something like that, but I think that's a reach because there's a lot of dead cats in place here, whereas the price will come up and immediately fall right back down. So just try not to get lulled into that. I would just recommend dollar cost average if possible, but all in all, Bitcoin is looking subpar right now. Not great. It's beneath both moving averages and just essentially not in the best of shape. If we lose support of 58,000, next closest is closer between 52.5 and like 53,000. Somewhere close to 53 is a rough estimate, which was a previous high just before the El Salvador candle on September 7th. All right, so let's take a look at KDA, see what's going on here. Oh, and just before we do, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor by any means, I've just been trading for over 15 years, and my goal is to help you become a better trader. I truly love teaching people how to become better financially, and crypto is one of the best and easiest ways to do that. And I say easy because obviously there's nuances involved, but it's as simple as just making it really basic, I guess you could say. You don't want to overcomplicate trading. It can be fairly straightforward. And I do have a trading community if you would like a leg up, perhaps something to kind of get you that extra edge. And the reason why that's helpful is just based on the simple fact that people are finding great benefit, and I share signals too with all my trades that I take. So you understand kind of what it's like to be a trader too. You can kind of see that. This is my full-time job. Anyways, enough about that. On the one-day chart, we can see the 50-day moving average working its way up $7.50. However, we did lose the 70 on the RSI, which makes sense, obviously. We saw the price continuously lowering right now. So we've got basically the opposite of three white soldiers. I think it's what, three red crows or something. I forget the term, but you've got three solid red days in a row, usually followed by a green day. Okay, so not to say tomorrow is going to be a jump, but there's a strong likelihood, better chance that we'll see tomorrow as a green day for KDA after this one-day candlestick closes. Again, that's just kind of candlestick patterns is all it is. It's nothing official. But we do have a potential bearish divergence on the MACD. This doesn't mean that the price is going to just drop to the floor, but it does mean that we are losing momentum as on the big picture, and we should probably see the price either continue to progress downwards or, if nothing else, best case scenario, go sideways for a little while. So again, KDA isn't in bad shape. It's just really good value right now, for lack of better terms, right? Because I do think that it's worth more than it is right now, or it will eventually definitely become a very large coin, but for right now, it's kind of figuring itself out because it ramped up really fast, tried it again, and now it's kind of just, flew close to the sun. A little too close to the sun, poor little Icarus over here, right? So looking at the 4-hour chart, let's take a look here. We're below the 50-day moving average, 200 is working its way up. All well and good. It does look like the support level here at about 1761 is essentially holding as a pretty strong support. It's been tested 3 times in the last, what? 1, 2, 3. I would say 3 times in the last 24 hours. So all good in that sense. The very first Bitcoin drop off kind of just pushed it down. And then of course it's tried twice. So in other words, when Bitcoin tested 59,000 right here, or sorry, 58.5 right there. And right here we can see where Bitcoin just tested 59,000 earlier today, about an hour ago or less. So all in all, Kadena's holding strong right there. I fear if Bitcoin drops below 60, not below 60,000, I would say below 58,000, then we're going to have a problem here with that support level. We'll probably see it drop into this lower tier here, and then possibly have the price kind of continue right around here. But I do feel like 1520 would be probably the floor rate, the lowest point in which Kadena should go in the very near future. Long-term big picture, after everything's said and done, different story maybe, but I can confidently say that Kadena is going to keep going up just based on how strong that support level is holding, and as well, same thing with 1760. So again, worst case scenario, the price dips down, set a limit order at like 1550, and if you get filled, great. If not, all well and good. It didn't come down that low, right? So no worries. Anyways, that's what I've been doing today. I've been just dollar cost averaging Bitcoin and Ethereum, just keep adding my position, a new 10%. Dollar cost average essentially every $500 Bitcoin decreases. Same thing with Ethereum, only obviously a different scale there. So anyways, that's kind of what's going on here. Kadena's not in terrible shape, but it's definitely exuding bearish qualities. We're well underneath 50 on the RSI. Good news is the lower you go on RSI, the inevitable the price is to come back, right? In most cases, again, this has been a very straight line for the MACD and a very straight continuation on the RSI, right? Again, flew too close to the sun, but it was overextended for too quick. There's no doubt that this is a very normal thing, but just bear in mind as well, this is a lot of fall off from November 10th, right? That Evergrande candle, and then now we have just the yesterday's candle essentially. So it's finally getting beaten down and it's retracing. Now, will it come back up? I get that question a lot. I believe so. I think we're at the bottom here for now. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't go sub 58,000, which I still feel fairly comfortable saying that Bitcoin should stabilize between 58 and 60. Then KDA should also stabilize right where it's at in this range of 1760 to 19. So in my opinion, dollar cost average right now is a good idea. That's just my speculation. That's what I'm doing personally. Therefore, let's take a look at the 1 hour chart, see if we have anything else that's kind of telling us where we're at. We're obviously underneath the cloud. There's no, you don't even need to pull up the cloud to know that that's the case. But what we could see a break above the cloud here in another 24 hours, where the price could continue to consolidate here. And of course, the cloud would inevitably become lower. Then it breaks above there. We could have a potential MACD convergence as well. Because if we saw on the 4 hour chart, I mean, you could see that this MACD is heading straight down. But you can only push something down for so long, right? Try to hold a balloon underwater or some type of flotation device. You can only do it until you get exhausted and the price comes back up, right? That's how this is going to work. We're going to see that convergence occur in the fairly near future. It's going to happen. It's an inevitability, really. So anyways, just something to note. That's kind of what we're looking at there. Furthermore, TD sequential, let's see if we're at a state of exhaustion. Not really. It keeps trying to pump back up and getting reset down. We got a reset at an 8, came up to a 4, now we're down to a 5. So hypothetically, we got 4 hours left of consolidation before it might consider moving up. That isn't a guarantee though. Based on TD sequential, it's usually more of a momentous indicator in the sense of telling us if we have exhaustion or not. I feel like the price just in general is exhausted. If you look at the 4 hour chart, we can kind of see here, yes, we got some resets. But for the most part, the price has just been consistently going down, right? So it's had some time, a little bit of time to consolidate, but I would say on average right now, KDA is definitely just getting beaten down, and it's a matter of time before it bounces back. So that's kind of where we're at there. So all in all, I'm still bullish on KDA in the big picture. I just don't think we're going to see it just turn right around tomorrow and shoot to the sky like we were seeing from Sandbox here today. That very well could be a different story, don't get wrong. KDA has potential to do that. It's done it before. But everything I see here so far, I think that with the amount of how much has been going down, etc., we shouldn't expect it to ramp right back up immediately. I would say we need another day of consolidation closer to its support level right now, and we would likely see a leg up. The key takeaway here is that if we cannot get the 1 day candlestick here to close above $19.11, then we're going to expect to see the price range for the next 24 hours stay between 1760 and 19. Okay. I don't think that's likely just based on the fact we only have about 3 hours left in this trading cycle, and the price is still kind of hovering right around 1850. But stranger things have happened. So if the price does come up there, we could get a close on a doji candle that could signal a reversal. But it's not all bad. Honestly, these 3 red candles essentially tells us that it's inevitable to see a potential breakout to the upside. So keep adding to your position. I don't think that's a terrible call. I've done that myself as well, and we should be able to see something moving forward. Well, not saying to no. Obviously, if you can see here, you can see these 3 white. These are referred to as 3 white soldiers, right? We had a red day following that. We've got 3 red. Again, I think it's 3 red crows, but I'm probably wrong. Maybe it might be 3 black crows. Not to be confused with the band. But if we have 3 of those in a row, right, the 4th day is typically a reversal. We have to have something because, again, looking at this ridiculous MACD, you can tell it's inevitable for something to happen. This cannot go on forever. Right? It's just that inevitability. So I think we're going to see a turnaround. It may not be a shoot to the sky, but it could very well break these major resistance levels at 19, 20, and 2150. So that is my 2 cents. I know I rambled on a little bit longer than usual. Sorry for that. But thank you so much. If you're not currently a patron, consider subscribing. Thank you as well to my patrons. We just hit 200 members, and it's time to celebrate now. And you'll know exactly what that means. I'll let everyone else kind of wonder what that means, but generally speaking, that's a very big milestone. So thank you so much. to all my patrons for, you know, just making it real, right? Making it a reality. So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on KDA here moving forward. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.